Right. Good evening, everyone. Ah, Last class we have completed this keyword. The purpose of this keyword we discussed. Problem if this keyword is not there, we understood. How this keyword helping us to initialize, accessing non-static variables inside non-static method, we have understood. Now today we are understanding the next part of our Java, that is setter and getter methods. Already we discussed method and types of methods. As part of method and types of methods, we discussed static method, non-static method, private, non-private, void, non-void, parameterized, non-parameterized methods. That is a concept. Now, here onwards, we are going to develop applications. As part of application, first we are creating a kind of method called what? Setter and getter. What is the meaning of setter? A method whose name is set, whose name starts with set, a method whose name starts with set, following by field name is called setter method. What is the meaning of field? Class level variable. Static variable, non-static variable, both together called what? Field, na? Commonly we call field. So what is a setter method? A method whose name starts with set, following by variable name, nothing but field name, is called setter method. What is the use of setter method? Setter method is used for initializing static variable and non-static variable. Initializing static variable and non-static variable with the given values. Given value means what? Argument. So the programmer pass the value to the setter method. That value you store either in static variable or in non-static variable. So the purpose of the setter method is initializing, means storing value in static variable and non-static variable. Okay. Now, sir, why I need all these methods concept when I can access directly? I can access the fields available in the object directly to store value, to read value. Then why do you require setter method and why do we require getter method? What is the need of these methods? So let me take one small program. If you access variables directly, there is a problem. What is the problem if you understand? The purpose of setter method, getter method, you will get clarity. OBJ means object. Okay, now let me take one small program for you to understand. First I have explained with a real-time example. Then I will implement the concept with a normal program. Later I will go for what? Real object development. Try to answer. I am taking class called bank account. Inside bank account, I have a variable called what? Double balance. If I take balance variable as a non-private and provide access to this field, another class directly, class some customer or whatever, open bracket, public static void main of string array args. It's a concept, okay? It's not a program, concept. Real time you try to observe. You went to the bank, taken one account, bank account one equal to new bank account. Tell me what happened here. Account one variable is created. Everyone please tell, is it an object or not? What is the meaning of object? Okay, as per object-oriented programming definition, object is a real-world thing, which is an instance of a class. What is the meaning of instance of a class? Instance is nothing but non-static variables memory available in the class. One copy of non-static variables available. What is the meaning of object? Object means the object is created circle tendon with what variable? Balance. Okay. Inside balance variable default value available 0.0, then 10 stored point. Okay. So this line is a object creation line. Whenever you see new keyword following by class name, what you should understand? Okay, it is a object creation statement, means non-static variables memory. Tell me, inside class we can have only one variable or multiple variables? we can have multiple variables. When we create object, new keyword create the memory for all variables available in the class. For simple purpose, I taken one variable. Now tell me, I wanted to deposit money. How can I deposit money? Account dot balance equal to 5,000. I am writing. Account dot balance equal to 5,000. Next, I wanted to display the balance. System dot out dot println account one dot balance I have written. Now according to Java program, according to compiler, according to JVM, according to compiler and JVM as per syntax, is there any mistake or no mistake? No mistake. It's successfully compiled, successfully executed. Okay. I created one account. For that account, I deposited money. I withdraw. I display money. Now tell me. Now try to answer. If I create one more account, what happen? Bank account 2 equal to new bank account. What happened? Again, one more variable is created. Another new object is created with all non-static variables available in this class. In that class, what variables available? One variable only available. That one variable memory is created here with the default value 0.0 with the reference what? 2020 stored here pointing. Previously, 0.0 replaced with here 5,000.0 because double and balance value reading and displaying. Now tell me, I wanted to deposit money in the second account. Should I repeat same logic again or not? System dot out dot, sorry, account to 2 dot balance equal to account to 2 dot balance equal to, I should write some other money 7,000 or same money, whatever. System dot out dot println of what you write now? Account to 2 dot balance. Tell me, account to 2 dot balance. Please, everyone, tell me now. Have you written different logic or same logic? Same logic. But what you changed here? Object you have changed. Object only you have changed. But the logic is what? Same. Tell me. If I provide direct access to this field to the user class, if I provide direct access to the user class, what is the problem? Problem number one, code redundancy. As many new objects you created, those many times you have to repeat this same logic again and again, again and again, again and again, code redundancy. Problem number two, in future, if you want to do some change, either in this line or in this line, I must do the same change in all places in the project. That means there is no centralized code change. Centralized code change. That means one place you modify, that modification should apply automatically to all the places. That facility not there. And third important problem, try to answer now. If I write here minus 5,000, will compiler stop me to store? No, because 5,000 is a integer number. Integer number can be stored in the double data type variable or not? Yes. So minus 5,000 can be stored, but it is a, according to business, is it a valid value or not valid? Not valid. According to compiler, allowed. According to JVM, allowed. But according to business application, negative number, allowed to store or not allowed to store? Not allowed to store. Is a compiler automatically stopped or not stopped? Not stopped. So tell me, what is the problem if I provide direct access? Wrong values can be stored. We cannot stop storing wrong values. And third, tell me now, because I provided direct access to balance variable, anyone can be accessed or not? That means unauthorized people also can access our object data, So tell me, if you provide direct access to this field to the another class, these many problems are there. The first most big problem is what? Repeat the code again and again, code redundancy. If in future you want to change one place change, not apply to all the places, then wrong values can be stored. Unauthorized people can access our data. Then what is the solution to this problem? Don't provide access. Close the door. If you open the door, anyone can come into the class. Close the door. If you close the door, anyone can come into the class. No, problem solved. If I close the door, how people can come into the class? Who should allowed to come? Only authorized people should come. Only correct value should come and store. Then who will verify that these values are right or wrong? That verification done by this class developer. The owner of this variable must verify the value you are storing in the balance variable, right or wrong. You are authorized, not authorized. Write logic one time, allow all the people to access the same logic. For that, I have to use what concept? If you want to solve code redundancy, what topic I have to use? Methods. Correct my point. What topic you have to use? Method. Method will provide code reusability. What is the use of method? Method is used for developing reusable code for performing operation. How many operations you are doing here? Number one, storing value. Number two, reading value. Storing value is technically called setting. Reading value technically called what? Getting. Storing and getting. Setting and getting. So how many methods you have to define now? Two methods. One method for setting, one method for getting, another method for printing. Setting, getting, printing. Three operations you have to do. Actually here, balance means what? Balance means, deposit means what? Existing balance you have to read. Then you have to add what? 5,000 to it. Existing balance. So this existing balance retrieving is called what? Getting. And this printing is called printing. Totally how many methods? Setter method. Number two, getter method. Number three, what? Printing method. Print method, display method. Totally three methods we have to create. First, declare this field as a private. Following by define one setter method, one getter method, one display method. Then in the main method, you should not call variable directly. In place of this one, setter method, getter method, and here I should call print method. So that what is the advantage? Number one, how many times you are writing logic? One time. Then that is called code reusability. Number two, in future, if you want to do changes, how many places we will do change? Only in one place. Automatically, it is applied to first object, second object, wherever you are accessing. Then we have centralized code change. Inside this method, I can write one if condition to verify the past value is valid or not. Then we can stop wrong values. Wrong values cannot be stored. We can stop wrong values. Next, same way. Now I am taking what? One more if condition to verify the person who is accessing this method valid or not by taking username, password or PIN number or OTP something. Then we can stop unauthorized people to access our object data. So if you are creating a class by declaring fields and providing access to the fields directly to other class, that is a wrong approach. You must provide access via methods. Understand my point? Right. So finally, tell me now, what is the point I'm trying to tell you? Observe this statement. Binding fields and methods. Whenever you are creating a class, you must not create variables and methods separately. You must both bind them. That means once you create a class and declare the fields for storing object data, you must provide access to the field only via method only via method. That means this field you must access inside the method. You are linking this field with the method. Then this concept is called what? Binding, or called what? Wrapping. This method is wrapping the field and providing access to other classes. So binding fields and methods. Binding means connecting. The process of accessing fields of a class from its method is called what? Binding fields and methods. For example, book. I want to access the book ID. You cannot touch book ID directly. You have to get via get book ID method only. We bind fields with methods to perform four operations. Number one, initializing object, reading object, modifying, not modifying, modifying, okay? Spelling wrong. Modifying object data and printing object data. Let me correct the spelling. Open notes. In an object-oriented programming, we create real world objects in the programming world. We create real world objects in the programming world. For creating real world objects in the programming world, we must represent that object type. We must represent that object type and must store its values in the program. For this purpose, we will do 4 steps. Again repeating, creating for creating real world object in the programming world, we will represent object type and store values of that object in the program. For this purpose, we follow how many steps? 4 steps. Step 1, create a class with a object type name. Create a class with a object type name. Step number 2, declare static non-static fields inside this class. Declare static non-static fields inside this class. Third, create multiple objects from this class. Tell me, what are the meaning of multiple objects here? Instances. Bracket, you write instances. Create multiple objects from this class in bracket instances to provide memory to static non-static variables. To provide memory to static and non-static variables. Next point, 4th point. Then we must store particular object values in each instance. In each instance separately. In each instance separately. Okay, now this is what we learned up to now. Creating real world object in programming world completed. Now the problem. Down right. Okay, not problem. Next. After creating object, we will perform after creating object, we will perform 4 operations. We will perform 4 operations. Number 1. Go back to previous point. What is written 4th point? Tell me again. We must store particular object values in each instance separately, full stop. Then we consider, real world object is created in programming world. Then we consider real world object is created in the programming world. Okay. So what the first stage? In every object oriented programming, we create real world object in the programming world. For that, we have to do two steps. Number one, class. Number two, object. That is a major point. Now, next, what is the second point we have written? After creating object, right down. After creating object, we will perform 4 operations. Number one, initializing object. Number two, reading object data. Number two, reading object data to perform validations and calculations. Reading object data to perform validations and calculations. Modifying object data. Third operation, modifying object data. Fourth, printing object data. Printing object data. Okay, next up. Tell me, this is an object. Object contain static and non-static variables. Static variables will be available outside. This is object. Static variable and then inside non-static variable. Storing values inside object static, non-static variables is called what? Initialize. Taking the existing values available in static, non-static variables is called reading. Next, changing the existing values in static, non-static variables is called modifying. Taking the existing values in static, non-static variables and displaying on the console is called what? Printing. Okay, better write down these 4 points down. Next, this is the diagram. How many ways we can perform above four operations? Four ways. By accessing fields directly by their name, via setter and getter methods, via constructor, via blocks. There are totally four ways we can perform these operations. Okay, right now. Here you have static variable. Both static variable, non-static variable, both together is called what? Object. Right on this diagram. Storing, initialization, reading, modifying, and printing. Diagram, and then following by 4 points. Completed, huh? Please read. If you complete, please read today dictated notes one more time. What we are understanding in today class. Performing operation on an object. After creating object, what are the different operations you can perform on an object? Please read. If you understand the meaning of those lines, then I can go for programming. I understood that you are not understanding anything. Last 35 days, you practiced and not practiced, understood, not understood, doesn't matter. Leave it. Chod do. Okay? Let them. From today onwards, you have to restart your learning process. You have to restart your journey. I was thinking that you are sincere, practicing at home, writing the given notes, and then coming back. But no one is doing. Okay, I realized yesterday, day before yesterday, with some instances. Now I decided daily I will dictate the notes. What I want to teach, I will dictate the notes. Because no one is responding in the class, I realize that you are not studying at home. So when you are not studying at home, explaining this much syllabus in the class and uploading that much material to the Google Classroom, no use. That's why I want explain in the class, dictate the topic in the class, and then I will upload that one also to the Google Classroom, no doubt. Okay, but you have to write in the class. There is no other option. Okay, no? And sometimes I may ignore to upload to Google Classroom also. If I feel that you are not, writing in the notes, not studying, I'll start uploading material to the Google Classroom. Clear my point, right? So you have to daily write notes along with me, write programs along with me, practice programs along with me in the class itself. Diagrams also you have to draw in the classroom itself. Okay? Chalo. So tell me now, read once again all the points. What is the main point today we trying to understand? What are the different operations we can perform on an object? After creating an object, we can perform how many operations? 4. First one, initializing. Second, reading, modifying, printing. What is the meaning of initializing? Storing values first time. Storing values first time in static, non-static variables is called what? Initialize. Already values are there. Now I am changing. Then that is called, but not called as initializing. It is not called as initializing. It is only called as what? Modifying. What is the difference between initializing and modifying? Initializing means storing values first time. Modifying means changing the existing values or storing values from second time onwards. Changing the existing values is called what? Modifying. Okay, next, what is the meaning of reading? Reading means, why are you seeing my face? Read notes. If you don't know, read notes and tell me. No problem. If I don't get answer from everyone, I will not go to next point today. Only these 4 points I will dictate and leave the class. Read. If you cannot remember, read. I'll wait. Reading means not using. Using and directly write 10. That is called using. 10 plus 20 is called directing. Reading means what? Taking the value from the variable memory. You go to variable, inside memory some value there, take that out is called what? Reading. After reading, what we do? After taking, what you do? After taking value from that variable, what will you do? Either you perform validations or calculation or printing. Any of the 3 operations you can do. Tell me again, what is initialization? One person not answer also, I will ask again. Understand? Boys, one person not answer also, I will ask the same question again. If your side person not answering, it is your responsibility. I don't point to that student who is not answering. Okay? You listen your side person, whether he is answering or not. If not answering, murder him. Already you have pen in your hand, na? Take it out and push in his stomach. Okay? Because of is that useless idiot, now the class time is wasting. But that idiot will go outside and say that not understood today class. Because of his mistake, he will blame us. Okay? He will blame entire all of us. That's why I want everyone to participate. Simple, responding to the given question only. I'm not asking any new question, which I dictated only, I'm asking. How many votes are there totally? First one. Second one. Next. Next. These are the basic operations we perform on a variable, on every variable. If you take individual variable or you take variable inside the object and a multiple variables group. Individual variable means one variable. You take one variable or a group of variables as an object on a variable or on a memory. Basically, we perform 4 operations. Initializing, reading, modifying, printing. Okay. What is the meaning of initializing? Storing values where you are storing inside object. Object means what? Static, non-static variable. Storing values in static, non-static variable first time is called what? Initializing. Did we mention that point first time? Can you write that? First time. Storing values in object variable, static, non-static variables, first time. Okay. Then next, what is the meaning of reading? Taking the value from the variable and using that value in validation or calculation or printing is called what? Reading. Third point. What is modification? Changing existing value is called modification. Don't look into notes. If you are looking into notes, then read, I will wait. If you are saying what you have written, there is no use of it, right? When I'm asking question, you must answer by seeing me. If you are looking into notes and changing the value is called, and what is the purpose of asking question? Useless, no? All you remember, or you want time to read? But why you are looking into notes? Confirming whether I am saying correct or wrong. Don't look into notes. Try to visualize the notes in front of me. Okay. Repeat again. Modifying means changing existing value in the variable is called what? Modifying. What is the meaning of printing? Taking the value available in the variable and printing on the console is called what? Displaying or printing. Reading and printing. Both are there. Okay. Now, how many ways we can perform these four operations? Four ways. First one. Read. Read. I'll wait. Read 4 points, read and remember. Then you have to say. Your notes should visualize on my face. First point, second point, third point. When you are seeing me, you should not see me. You should see your notes paper, what you have written. That you have to visualize. Done. Stop looking into notes. Visualize on my face. Tell me, how many ways we can perform? First, by accessing fields directly. In place of variables, mention fields. By accessing fields directly. Number two, via, try to observe. I am not saying by accessing, I am saying via. That means you are accessing method internally accessing variables. That's why I say via. Next, via constructor and via blocks. Totally four ways. Okay, repeat again. How many operations? What are they? Hey, how many operations? What are they? Initializing, reading, modifying, printing. To perform these four operations, to perform each operation, how many ways we have? Four ways. Initializing four ways, modifying four ways, reading four ways, and also printing four ways. What are the four ways? Number one, by accessing fields directly via setter getter method, via constructor, via blocks. Clear? Tell me, when you have different approaches means original approach has a problem, that's why second approach. Second approach has a problem, that's why third approach. Third approach has a problem, that's why fourth approach. Okay, now original approach is among these four approaches. What is the original approach? Accessing fields, right? Write down. Among four approaches, among the above four approaches, among the above four approaches, accessing fields is the is the direct and actual approach is the direct and actual approach to perform above four operations. If we access fields directly in another class, in the entire, in another class, okay, in another classes, we have totally five problems. We have totally five problems. We have totally five problems. Write down that five problems, blue color box. Problem one, problem two, problem three. We have five problems. Only write this box. Don't write program. Below program explains. After these five problems completed, write down. Below program explains. Below program shows, not explains. Below program shows above five problems. Below program shows above five problems. Write down this class. Look at here. This way you should write. Left side, right side. Okay. Divide your page into two halves. Left side, you write this one, class example. Class example, int x comma int y. I'm not taking static fields, only non-static fields. Static fields later we will work. Then test class main method. Inside main method, create object of example class. What is the meaning of object of example class? Object means non-static variables memory. Okay, non-static variables memory available in example class. How many variables available? Two variables. Two variables memory under one group is called what? Non-static object. Draw memory side. Example E1, new example. Side, draw memory E1, circle 1010, XY00. Draw memory for this object. Understood everyone what I said? For this line, side you draw object. What I written? E1. The next object X, Y with a 0, 0. Reference is 1010. 1010 stored point. This is the meaning of this line, right? Check one side person notes. whether he return the same or not. If not return, murder him. Seriously, I'm telling, murder him. I will talk to the police department, no problem. రిటర్నా మరి రాసిందా రాయపోతే చంపేయాలి నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ క్రియేట్ సెకండ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ E2 ఈక్వల్ టు న్యూ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏం చేశారు వాట్ యూ డిడ్ just return this line and sit silently. Yeah? Have you draw second object memory? In hand, in brain, in your brain and in hand, that instruction, that momentum should come. When you see this object immediately, E1 variable following by object, new keyword, will go to example class and provide memory to all non-static variables available in this class. X variable, Y variable, and default value 0, 0. 0, 0, okay, presently 0, 0. Then 10 stored here, pointing. Next, now, second object, E2 variable is created. Then new keyword, again will go to example class. As many times you use new keyword, those many times. Again, it will go top to bottom, find the non-static variables, two variables available. Both variables memory provided here, X, Y, with the default value 0, 0. Then 20, 20 stored pointing. So totally you created two objects. Then two copies of memory allocated for non-static variable under 10, 10 and 20, 20. This is your house blueprint. This is your house blueprint. Then you given a acre of land and now the builder will construct first house, second house, third house, fourth house, exactly same copy paste. But from one house to another house, what is changing? Values are changing. This is Harikrishna house, this is Balakrishna house, this is Pawan Kalyan house. The owner of the house is changed, but the look and feel of the house, everything is what? Same. That's what object-oriented programming. Tell me now. After creating object, what are the operations I should perform on these objects? అరే మళ్ళా సైలెంట్ కూర్చుంటారేంట్రా మీకు మీకు తెలుగులో పిచ్చా మదమా అంటారు తెలుసా సైలెంట్ కూర్చుంటే ఏం మాట్లాడకుండా పెద్దవాళ్ళు ఏమంటారు తెలుసా నీకు పిచ్చా మదమారా అంటారు అంటే ఒళ్ళు బలిసి ఏం మాట్లాడి సైలెంట్ కూర్చున్నారు తెలిసినా కానీ చెప్పకుండా కూర్చున్నారు చూసా వాళ్ళు ఏమంటారంటే ఒళ్ళు బలిసి కొట్టుకుంటున్నావరా అంటారు అంటే దట్స్ కాల్డ్ యాటిట్యూడ్ ఓకే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాటిట్యూడ్ యారోగెన్సీ రూడ్నెస్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ తెలుగులో ఇంకా తిడతా బూతులు ఇంకా తెలుగులో కూడా తిడతాను ఇంకా వదిలిపెట్టేది లేదు ఆల్రెడీ I explained, I am asking question. After creating object, how many operations we perform? What are the four? Why sound is decreased suddenly? You said initializing. Come on, tell me at the same pitch. First. Huh? After modifying, what are you saying? Why slowly printing? Initializing the pitch is at a top level node, printing coming at a bottom level node. Why? Have the same pitch. Come again. How many ways we can perform these four operations? What are the four ways? I want to access variable directly and initialize this first object. What logic I have tried here? I want initialize this object. Initializing object means object or non-static variables. What is the meaning of initializing object? What is the meaning of initializing object? Storing values in static, non-static variables first time. Store 10 and 20 in this first object. Tell me the statements. E1 dot x equal to 10, E1 dot y equal to 20. Next, read and print. Read and print. Reading for what purpose? Either do validation, calculation, or printing. Read and print. What line I have to write? System dot out dot println E1 dot x, E1 dot y. Modify the values. Are you writing different logic or same logic? Same logic with new values. Print the modified values. System dot out dot println E1 dot x, E1 dot y. Right? This is the code now. This code is for storing. First one is what? Initializing, reading, and then modifying. Again what? Reading. Now the question. I want to perform the same 4 operations on second object. What I have to write? Same logic. That is the word I want. What? Same logic with E2 reference with different values. E2 reference. What do you write? E2 dot x, E2 dot y. SOPLN E2 dot x, E2 dot y. Modification E2 dot x, E2 dot y. In this program, have you written first object to second object? Same logic or different logic? Same logic with different object. Right? Completed? Now tell me, what is these 2 lines? Write down. These 2 lines. These 3 lines. And again. At least one in the class. Have you executed these 4 lines? Just you have written or executed? Have you written these lines in your notes and left, or have you executed? These 2 lines, have you executed? What is the meaning of execution? Doing JVM job. What JVM done at this line number? Allocating memory to non-static variables. Then as a JVM, when you come to the next line, what you did? Allocate the memory to non-static variables again. When you come to here, what happened? This 10 stored in X variable in E1 object. Have you stored? 0 replace with 10. E1 object Y variable 0 replace with 20. In E2 object 0 replace with 30. In E2 object Y 0 replace with 40. Have you done or not? Have you done modification done in the object or not? If not done, do it now. Change 0 to 10. Change 0 to 20 in our object. In XY variable, do that change. Any changes happen in this reading and printing? In this reading and printing, is anything happen in the memory? Yes, sir. In these 4 lines, in any modification happen in the memory. Reading values from the memory, right? These two reading from first object, these two reading from second object. Tell me, in these 4 lines, any changes happen to memory? What happened? Do the change. 10 replace with 15. 20 replace with 16. Do in your notes. In second object also do the same work. 30, 40 replace with 18, 19. You have to run each line with memory. Online students, everyone following? Tell me, this code is right or wrong? Compiler wise right, JVM wise right, but the project design wise wrong. It's a wrong design code. Couldn't strike mark. Write down. Wrong. Strike mark. From E1.x to E2.y. Strike mark. Okay. Strike mark. And side or down wherever you have space. Write down again. Connecting to it. It is a wrong design code because. Again, right. It is a wrong design code because. Now you understand what the meaning of code redundancy. Same code you repeated. Look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Same code you repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times we repeated same code. That's what is a code redundancy. It's a wrong design code. It has 5 problems because code redundancy. Why code redundancy? Same code is repeated again and again. Done? First tell me, everybody got clarity on what is initialization? What is reading, printing? What is modification? When we initialize, what happened? In object, default values are changed with given values. In modification, existing values are replaced with new values. I have to repeat the same code again and again for each and every object. If I have 10 objects, 10 times I have to write same code. 100 objects, 100 times I have to write same code. In the project, we don't have any 2 classes. We have 10 classes. In 10 classes, 10 objects means 10 times 10 classes I have to write. So this is a stupid code. No design, wrong design. Then what the solution to this problem? Solution is I have to introduce code reusability. Code reusability means which concept I have to use? Methods. Everyone tell me, where should I create method? Should I create method inside test class or inside class example? If I write in class test, you write the logic for test class, na? You create method inside test, you are writing logic for test class. But what operation you want to perform? Storing values in example class XY, reading values from example class XY, printing values of example XY. If I write methods inside test class, those methods are available only for test. But I want these methods of available for example class entire project. Then I have to go for what? Next approach, reading, initializing, Initializing, reading, modifying, printing operations via methods. Where I should create method? Inside the example class. Got an idea? Ready? Write down. To solve above 4 problems, to solve above 4 problems, to develop reusable code, to solve above 4 problems, comma, to develop reusable code, we must write the same above main method logic inside user defined methods, in class example, inside user defined methods in class example. The statement for writing notes purpose or to tell in the interview. Whatever the sentence I am saying as it is, you have to tell in the interview. Interviewer ask a question, why are you using method when you can access variable directly? What is the need of setter getter method? What is the need of constructor? What is your target? You want to store value in the field, access the field and store. What is the problem? Why you are using setter method? Why are you using getter method? Why are you using display method? Why are you using constructor? The user will ask these questions. I mean, interview will ask these questions. If you don't by heart these sentence, if you don't remember, you cannot answer. In interview, you cannot tell as you like because you are not good at Java vocabulary. Okay, you cannot fluently speak there just like that by thinking. You are not experienced. You have to by heart these statements and remember, tell as it is. That is your responsibility. So repeat again. For developing reusable code to perform initializing, reading, modifying and printing operations, we must define user defined method. You must create user defined method in the class example. If you direct access provide code redundancy, via methods we will get code reusability. That is a statement you should tell. Why you are using method? Why can't you directly access field? If I access field, we have code redundancy and several other problems. By using method, we will achieve code reusability and other problems also can be solved. The other problems are, you can mention the problems. Clear? Now tell. I should create method inside class example. Everybody know how to create method? Tell me the syntax. Syntax for creating method. Next remaining I should tell. Accessibility modifier. Next, execution level modifier. Return type. Method name. Parameters. Throws exception. Open bracket. Logic. Closed bracket. That is a complete syntax. I don't want you tell whatever you remember, whatever you learn in academics. You have to tell complete syntax. Variable creation, complete syntax. Accessibility modifier, execution level modifier, data type, variable name equal to value or object. Same syntax copy paste for the method. Accessibility modifier, execution level modifier, data type place what we call return type, and then method name variable place what method name equal to place parenthesis parameters throws exception list open bracket closed bracket logic. That is a full syntax. Tell me now, what type of method I should create? Private or non-private? Accessibility modifier, private, non-private. Here, what should I method I should create? Private or non-private? Come on. Why? We must access this method from another class. So it should be non-private. Next, it should be static or non-static? Non-static, because you want access non-static variables from current object. Full answer you must give. Why are you creating method as a non-static? For accessing this class non-static variables from current object. If you take method as a static, current object presence will not be there. Okay, next, void or non-void? What is the operation you want to do? Storing values inside the fields. Storing values, should I return any value? No, just to store and leave. And then void or non-void? Void. No private, no static. Then void, following by method name. What is the name of the method? M1, M2, M3? You are performing one business operation. What is the business operation? Storing. Storing, modifying both together is called what? Setting. That's why method name I want take what? Set. Set. Then parenthesis, open bracket, close it bracket. This is the method creation. Now, inside method, what logic I should write? Yeah. This method why you are creating? For storing value. What is the logic you have written storing value? E1 dot x equal to 10, E1 dot y equal to 20. Right? Is that logic right? Is that program, is that set method compile or not compiled? Not compiled. Why? This set method inside you have written E1, E2. E1, E2 are the variables of another class method. How can I access another class method? Second point. If you create object by your own example, E1 equal new example E1 dot x, then setter method working for current object or local object? Local object. All these points I covered. When you create a method, you must always work with what? Current object or argument object, not for local object. So E1, E2 is error, remove. When you remove E1, E2, now x and y variables are accessing from, underline, fill in the blank, accessing from class. From the class, from where? Compile time from the class, runtime, current object, using which this set method is called. Is this method design right or wrong? Compile time are not there. Is this method design is correct or wrong? Decide and tell. There are two problems. Okay, there is a one problem in this method. What is that one problem? Identify. I'm telling this method design is wrong. There is a one problem. What is that one problem? Is this method automatically executed? We have to call. I'm giving clues. Try to think clues. How to call that method? I want to execute this method means I should call this method. How can I call this method? By using object. Tell me the sentence. E1 dot set. Only one time. Second time also, na? What is the second time? E2 dot set. E1 dot set parenthesis semicolon. E2 dot set parenthesis semicolon. Inside main method, in place of these two lines, what I should write? E1 dot set semicolon. In place of the second two lines, what you write? E2 dot set semicolon. And tell me, if I write E1 dot set and E2 dot set, then program coming into the set method two times with the first time 10 object, second time with what? 20 object. Then these two lines are executing for first object and also second object. What are the values in first object stored? 10, 20. What are the values stored in second object? 10, 20 only, na? Tell me, what is the problem in this method creation? Same values are storing in all objects. First object also 10, 20. Second object is also 10, 20. But our requirement in first object 10, 20. Second object 30, 40. So tell me, what is the problem in this program? We fixed values. 10, 20, we fix the values. Because we fix the values, values cannot be taken from main method and all objects are initialized with same values. It is a wrong design. Then what to do? You have to take the values from main method. How can I take values from main method? By using parameters. In the method, I should write x equal to p, y equal to q. Understand? Paka? Tell me now. This method is technically called what? Setter method. It is used for taking the values and storing values inside the non-static variables in the current object. Tell me, how many times you have written logic? One time. How many times we will access this logic? Multiple times. For first object, second object, third object, 10th object, 100th object. Then can I say it's a code reusability or not? Tell me now. Is the first problem initialization problem solved or not? I have written for both objects, I have written logic only one time. And next, same method can also perform modification operation also. Or should I create another method called modify? Can the same method set can do modification also? Yeah. Call this method again by passing new values. New values are stored. Call this method again by passing new values. New values are stored. So tell me, same set method perform what? Initialization and also modification. How many? First time you call, it do initialization. Second time you call, it do what? Modification. Okay, done. Then how can we write the reusable logic for printing? One more method I have to create here. Correct? One more method I have to create for what purpose? Displaying. Observe now this method. First, it should be non-private, should be non-static. Return type void because not returning value is a printing value. Method name is display. It doesn't take any parameter because it has to print values available in the current object, not taking any arguments. So what is the logic? SOP ln X, SOP ln Y. Everyone try to recollect past previous class and tell me what is the full syntax of this method? Something is missing points are here which are invisible to you. Can you please find out? Is this method is one parameter method or three parameters method? Sorry, is it two parameters method or two parameters method? What is the first parameter? This method is one parameter method or no parameter method? What is that? This. Tell me the full logic added by compiler here. This dot x equal to this dot pina. Will this added both variables or only for x variable? Why? Why compiler add this keyword to x? Why not to p? Can you please anybody identify and tell me? P is the parameter belongs to method. X is the non-static variable belongs to object. Understand? Compiler follow local preference algorithm. It first search for P variable in the current method available. It doesn't write this. Search for X variable in current method not available. Go to class available. Add this. Search for Y variable in current method not available. Go to the class available. Add this. Search for Q variable in the current method available. Don't write this. If the variable is parameter or local variable, compiler will not add this. If the variable is a class level non-static variable, compiler will add automatically this. Tell me, inside display method, here also compiler add what? This dot, this dot. So complete logic is what? Class example, int x, int y, void set of final example this comma int p comma int q, this dot x equal to p, this dot y equal to q, void display final example this SOP line this dot x, this dot y. Clear? Now I wanted to execute these methods. Further in the main method, what I should write? You want to set 10 and 20 to which object? E1. What I should write? E1 dot set of 10 comma 20. E2 dot set of 30 comma 40. Correct? Next. Replace that SOPLN 4 statements with the display method calling line. Call display method. E1 dot display and E2 dot display. Now tell me. Next. Now modify the values with 15, 16, 18, 19. Same. E1 dot set 15, 16, E2 dot set 18, 19. Next. E1 dot display, E2 dot display. Now tell me. Program is reusable or not? Code is reusable. How many times you have written this storing logic? One time. And you are reusing everywhere for every object. This is code reusable. Second point. The code is readable. Previously, the code is now, if you show to the layman, he don't understand all this word. But now Clearly vocabulary is there. Setting 1020 to E1, setting 3040 to E2, displaying E1 values, displaying E2 values. Clear readability is there. So what is the advantage with the methods? Code readable, reusable, and secure. Presently, I didn't provide any security. Security means inside the set method, I should write one if condition. I have not written any if condition, so security not there. Presently, we provided only code readability. What? Setting 1020 to E1 object, setting 3040 to E2 object, displaying E1 object values, displaying E2 object values. Clear clarity, readability is there. Understood? Right. Written a question below program explains creating user defined method. Below program explains creating user defined method to perform above four operations. To perform above four operations. To perform above four operations in a reusable way. In a reusable way. In a reusable way. Below program explains creating user defined method to perform above four operations in a reusable way. Try to write this program without looking at the screen. You try yourself. Tell me now. 4 times same logic is executed. This is called code reusability. Again, 4 times, same logic is executed. This is called code reusability. And now onwards, you should clearly pronounce the English statement setting 1022 E1 object, setting 3042 E2 object, displaying E1 object values, displaying E2 object values. Whenever you write method, the method operation you have to pronounce. Don't read as E1 dot set of 10 comma 20. Stop using Java, start using operation sentences. From now onwards, every day we will write same code again and again. Don't expect me to explain again and again every day. So sincerely, today night practice. Completed? Pakka. Everyone understood? Really? Online students? Really understood? How to create method? Got clarity? Method, how method become reusable? Understood? If I access fields directly from main method, what is the problem? Got clarity? Then, who are you? तुम कौन है క్లాస్లో నువ్వు ఎవరంటే నాకిందులో నీ పేరు వై ఆర్ సేయింగ్ యువర్ నేమ్ టు మీ ఆర్ యూ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్లాస్ డెవలపరా టెస్ట్ క్లాస్ డెవలపరా రే కంపైలర్ అండ్ జేవిఎం జాబ్స్ ఆర్ ఓవర్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ నౌ కంపైలర్ జేవిఎం నౌ యు ఆర్ డెవలపర్ యు ఆర్ విచ్ డెవలపర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్లాస్ డెవలపరా టెస్ట్ క్లాస్ డెవలపరా యు ఆర్ ఏ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్లాస్ డెవలపర్ ఓకే దెన్ హూ డెవలప్ టెస్ట్ క్లాస్ will you develop or other developer? In Amirpet, you only develop. In Amirpet, everything you only develop. But in high-tech city, in your projects development, multiple developers are there. You develop business logic class, means example class. Other developer will use your class by calling the methods. Understand? Tell me now, who are you? Example class developer or test class developer? Example class. Then who is a test class developer? I. Okay, I will play that role. Okay, you develop your class and given your class to me, asking enjoy pandago. Okay, take that my method, setter method, take my method, display method, call and execute. Okay, think from user point of view. As a user, do I know the logic you have written inside that method or only prototype of the method? As a user, what will I know? Will I know how the current is supplying to this fan? No, I only one thing, what? On or off? Ante. How the wire connected to this fan, how the fan is running, what is their inside mechanism? I don't know. That means as a user, do I know logic or don't know logic? Don't know logic. Second, I said, do I worry about knowing the logic? Never. I am least bothered about logic. I will look at only your method prototype. I am the caller. As a caller, I will only look at your method prototype. Everybody listening? Era babu re. Last year. ఏం చేస్తున్నావు తెలుగా हिंदी हिंदी क्या कर रहा है देख रहा हूं कहाँ इधर worst fellow everyone answer I am the user class developer. As a user class developer, I will not look into method of logic. I will look at only method prototype because I am the caller. As a caller, what should I know? Is it private or non-private? Is it a static or non-static? Is it a void or non-void? It is a parameterized or non-parameterized. Is it throwing any exception or not? Only I'll consider these 5 points. I decided to call my method. That's it. Concept understood? Then tell me. From user point of view, tell me, this is setter method is taking the values. This is setter method is taking the value 10. This is setter method is taking the value 10 into parameter P, taking the value 20 into parameter Q. Okay. And it is setting the P value to X or Y. Last year, answer. This is setter method taking value 10 into the parameter P, and further it is setting that value 10 to the X field or Y field. X or Y? Huh? Who are you? Example developer. You know. How do I know? You are a example class developer. That's why you know that P value is set to X. So value storing in X. How do I know? I don't look into your method, na? समझ में आया? Understand my problem? Then I'll call you. Give your number. Hello? इधर दो पैरामीटर्स हैं P और Q. P किसको असाइन किया? Q किसको असाइन किया? बोलो. बोलो ना, बताओ ना. इधर हिंदी confusion. बोलो बताओ. Okay? I should every time should call. In every method, I should ask the developer which parameter assigned to which field. Is it confusion to the user programmer? Yes. Who are you? Example class developer. Solve my problem. Solve my problem. We have two options. Option number 1, explain over phone. First parameter referring to X, second parameter referred to Y. Explain over phone, or in the program only provide that information. Which is right option? Over phone in the program? Provide. How can you provide information? Yesterday class. Hello? Right, tell me now. How can you provide information to other developer? This 10 stored in first parameter refers to first field. 20 stored to second parameter refers to second field. How can you tell? Assign? Sorry? X equal to? Ekkada? Method లోపల రాస్తావు నువ్వు. You writing that logic inside the method. How do I know as a developer? I don't see your logic. In the method declaration only, you must provide information to the user programmer that the first parameter refers to X variable, second parameter refers to Y variable. How? ఎలా? నిన్న చెప్పా. Yesterday I explained. I gave assignment. Requested you to work at home so that today class you will understand. మొత్తం అస్సామే. చక్కగా టైం పాస్ చేస్తున్నారు రూమ్ లో. What was the yesterday topics we discussed? What are the topics we discussed yesterday? Duplicate variable, local preference, and in any one of these concepts, consider and solve the problem. I'm giving clue, direct answer I'm giving. Instead of taking parameter P and Q, instead of taking parameter name P and Q, can I take parameter name XY? Can I write XY here? Then what this concept is called? Variable shadowing. If I take variable name X and Y, do I confuse? As a method caller, will I confuse? No. You are referring name X to to the X, Y to the Y. So when you are creating setter method to initialize or modify the fields, the parameter name should not be your choice. Parameter should be same as field name. Is it compiler ruler, JVM ruler, designer? Design. So that who will get benefited? Current class developer or user class developer? User class developer comes to know which parameter refers to which field so that he can correctly pass values. Na? Samajh mein aaya? Then it leads to compile time error. Why? When you change parameters from P2, Q2, XY, it leads to compile time error. Where? Inside method body, PQ variables are not found. Na? Then what to do? In place of PQ, write what? XY. Achha. Now compiler confuse and throw error. X equal to X, Y equal to Y. Kya raha bhai? Does compiler confuse throw error? No. No confusion to compiler because compiler is not a confusion master like you. That's why I requested you read yesterday material. X equal to X when you write, this is variable creation or accessing? Accessing. When you're accessing a variable, what compiler do? Search. By applying local preference algorithm, first searching for this X, where? In the method available. Again search for this X in the method available. Hurry, both X refers to what? Parameter only. Then what happened? Read value from the parameter, store that value in the parameter only. Then in the object, what is the value of X? 0. 0 remain as 0, not change it to 10. Understand? There is no compile time error because both X refers to parameter only. Read the value 10, store in the same parameter, 10 replace 10. Read the value 20, store the value in the parameter only, 20 replace with the 20. After method execution, control come back, E1 dot display, what values will get? 0, 0. Then tell me, there is no, whenever you take variable shadowing, it is your responsibility to differentiate parameters from non-static variable. How? By using this dot. Explicitly, you should write this dot. This dot X equal to X, this dot Y equal to Y. Now, clearly you differentiate parameters from what? You differentiate non-static variables from parameter. Now the values are correctly stored. Everyone understand? Write down. In above setter method is a wrong design code. Hey, have you written this program? This program completely written? Right. Down. Above setter method code is wrong design code. Copy this diagram. This box. Above setter method is a wrong design code because, start from here, because if you know each and every point I'm explaining and remember, passing written test exam is easy. Again and again I'm saying, written test exam questions are concept based. If you are good at concept, understand the meaning of that method flow of execution, any question you can answer. In detail, I am explaining for making you perfect in the concept. Why I am creating like this? Why this concept? Why variable shadowing? I can take my own name. Why variable shadowing? Because to give the information to user programmer. Variable shadowing is meant for user programmer to easily identify which parameter refers to which field. Completed a box? Down write on this method. Only setter method you write. Don't write complete code. This much only. This much only write. Tomorrow we are developing 3 projects. Totally 4. Totally 4 projects we are developing tomorrow. Please don't miss tomorrow class. Tomorrow class is very important. Completed? Tell me, what is the problem of this code? Any compile time error? Any runtime error? What happened? Parameter values are reading and storing in the same parameters. Write this arrow mark. Reading, storing. Write on this box. Completed? Now, below program shows. Write down again. Below program shows the correct design of the correct design of creating setter method. Setter method. Listen, I want you write this program again at home. I want you execute this program. What is the meaning of execute? Step by step. Okay, first I run test class, then main method, then what happened here, then what happened here, then what is the meaning of this line? Is it printing line or method caller? When you call method, what happened? Control will go into this method with the given arguments and they are stored in the parameters and then logic execute. So drop parameters memory, execute logic, do the changes in the current object. Again call second time with again parameters memory created, logic again created. Second time this value stored in the logic is executed. Second time values are stored in the second object. I want you clearly understand the flow of execution. Understood? With the clear memory diagrams with objects, parameters, everything. Write down complete program. Tomorrow when you're coming back, I want you everyone understand so that when I'm asking questions, you can easily answer to my questions. I taught every point available in this program. Previously, I explained with the M1, M2 method. Today, I have explained with the setter display method. Method names only change, but concept is what? Same. I have redeveloped methods chapter program with the name setter, with the parameters variable shadowing, with this keyword. All chapters from day one to till now, all chapters I combined and developed one program. So recollect as much as you remember, try to perform the execution flow, memory diagram, draw memory diagram work. Online students, everyone understood today class? Today class main target is 2 points to understand. Number one, problem in accessing fields directly, advantage via methods, and utilizing variable shadowing and this keyword explicitly. Okay. So if you really practice previous chapters, this program is easy. So at least today onwards, I'm requesting you every day. Again, sincerely, I'm requesting everyone. Past is past, leave it. At least today, this small program, work thoroughly. When you are working, if you find any difficulty, not understood any line, ask me, I will explain. Eagerly waiting for you to ask me questions. No one asking. Whether you are understanding or not, I don't know. If you ask, I'll come to know where you are lagging so that I can cover up that missing points and I can cover next points. Did you attend yesterday class? Rainy. Then read yesterday class notes and refer yesterday class video. Today also I explained. Your question I have explained today also, but you didn't catch that point because didn't practice yesterday notes. Read and practice again. Everyone completed? So everyone please work on this example, draw memory. Step by step, you please go and execute. Tomorrow, I will explain you anyways. But before my explanation, if you got some idea, some doubts, then you will be one step ahead than me. So that easily you can understand my terminology. Okay? Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Good night. Practice and come. Type this program in system and see output in the system also.